Hey everybody, my name is your host, Calvin Logan with the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. Well, man, it's a blessing, it's an honor for you listening to me right now. The Logan Power Show, we are nationwide, worldwide. We are here to impact the community, make a difference for all those that are watching us. Always look us up at www.theloganpowershow.us. We're here to come into your household to make a difference in your lives. We're here to educate, we're here to uplift, we're here to make a difference in this entire community. This nation will know that to God be the glory. Jesus is the way, Jesus is the reason for the season. Today is the day to donate to us. www.theloganpowershow.us. I'm telling you right now, you sow a seed here, Bible promise return on your giving. We're here to make a difference. We appreciate all that you do. Going on YouTube, checking out the Logan Power Show. Hey, like us on Facebook at the Logan Power Show. We got our own supporterships page at the Logan Power Show supporters page. Call us today at 843-697-5545. Finally, again, email us at the loganpowershow@gmail.com. Well, I tell you right now, we're going to trust and we're going to lean on God. This show's going to make a difference. We're going to make it happen, family, and we do it together. We're going to make an impact in this nation and across the world. This is me, your host, Calvin Logan, nationwide, worldwide, the Logan Power Show. We love y'all.
My name is Channing Walker, and I have a heart for those struggling with mental illness, fighting cancer, and those in addiction. God has helped me triumph over these afflictions, and I know that He can do the same for you.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. Well, it's me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here, Impacting for Your Life World Ministries here in Goose Creek, South Carolina. Well, it's a storm coming through because the family came into the building. I got Storm Talk Radio 365 family live here in the building, and I got with me some special guests coming all the way down from up north, spend some time with me. I got Miss Adriane Roberts and I Miss Asha Roberts. How you ladies doing?
Hi, thank you for having us. We're excited. First time in South Carolina, so this is interesting. Hey, South Carolina.
All right, Miss Asha Roberts, how you doing?
I'm good.
You good? Good. Nothing to be nervous about. Hey, nothing we're going by here at the Logan Power Show. So, we want to know more about yourself, know about how you got started. You are doing some great things. So let's talk about you. Miss Adriane Roberts, talk about yourself, about your podcast, and what you got going on.
So, of course, my name is Adriane Roberts. I am with Storm Talk 365. I actually got started in 2017, probably about 3 years ago, by accident. A friend of mine had invited me to be on another show, just because she was getting ganged up by the men. So I went to help her out, and got invited on to be a part of that show on their afternoon slot, which was fun. I had a great time. It was a live internet feed. Didn't realize how much of a voice I had, and that my story was much greater than I thought it was.
Got it.
So even though we were doing other things, once I started to speak out more about my life situations, I realized that God was pointing me into a direction and showing me where He really needed me to go. Hence the reason how I got in contact with Miss B. And I'm sure she'll share that story at some point if she hasn't already done that. But I was at the time with Fire 91 with Javon Jackson, and love them. They're my brothers and sisters. But I eventually moved on. Miss B actually invited me to be a part of Storm Talk 365, and I really wasn't trying. But I was asking God, where do you want me to be?
Got it.
How do you want me to share this story? And she asked me to start my own podcast. It's kind of starting out around the premise of domestic violence, hence the birth of Revelation of Truth. For me, it eventually graduated into something a little bit bigger because it wasn't so much for me dealing with the domestic violence, but the brokenness of it. So I had what I call go backwards a little bit to see why I allowed myself to be in that situation, and realized that there was more happening within me that I needed to heal, allow God to heal. So it's been an interesting journey. My daughter, unfortunately, in some ways has been a part of that, but we're here today. We're still standing, and because of the grace of God, because of revelation of truth and God's faithfulness towards us, we're here.
Got
We're
it.
here, and we're here in South Carolina, folks.
Amen. 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 Well, I don't want to forget the young lady in the house, Miss Asha Roberts. How you doing?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
So tell us about yourself, who you are.
All right. Well, I like to write. I write for the school newspaper,
Okay.
and let's see, what else do I do? I like screenwriting. When I get older, I'd like to be a screenwriter. So I attend a program in New York, and it helps me with that.
Okay.
So they Broadway for All, and I just take the train in from the Bronx from my aunt's house, and then they teach me playwriting and then screenwriting, and then I sit in with like drama students to see how it plays out.
Okay.
Like the writing. So
Okay.
that's what I do.
All right. Well, this is her first time, her first interview, hit the Logan Power Show. So she's doing a great job. Nothing to be worried about. Like I said, God works you at any age. Doesn't matter how you start. It's pretty much how you finish. I look at it in sports. Like when you play basketball, it's not the first quarter, second, and third. It's the fourth quarter. It's pretty much how you finish the game. Football is 4 quarters. Baseball, there's 9 innings. Hockey, there's 3 periods. So understanding this, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So trust me, from personal experience, playing some college ball myself, baseball, get our rally caps on so we never get mad about how the score's looking. Until the last out's been done, we still fighting. So it's exciting. You want to be a writer, to do your own thing. You're next to your mom. She's a podcaster. She's doing her thing on a nationwide, global scale. So we expect some great things happen for you. So, Ms. Adriane, where are we taking this? Where you see yourself? What does God say 2017, the whole picture? What do you say you need to do?
Well, it looks like God is kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone personally. You wouldn't think so, but I prefer to stand behind the scenes. I like the mic, but I like the mic with my earbuds. But he told me actually in 2014 that he was going to push me out, that my ministry was going to be further out, more visible. I knew it, but like I said, I prefer to be behind the scenes. Well, I think this is that launch pad, that stepping stone for me to be out there now. I'm just trying to be obedient as to where exactly he wants to go or where he wants me to go, because I don't want to create something and he shuts it all down.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I know he'll do that. But I know 2017 right now with Miss B and I, because we have Let's Talk About It, that we'll probably get out and about a little more, be a little more visible. We are in the Richmond RVA area, so I want to try to do a little more local stuff. Mm-hmm. And then also being a native New Yorker, hey y'all, try to be up in New York too, when I'm hanging out with family and and doing some events up there, talking with family. For me, it's about just doing what God calls me to do, because I am, and I know I share this with, I'm an in the moment person. When God calls me to ministry, it could be out the clear blue. He did it to me yesterday on the way home. I'm crying in the car with a friend from California on the way home because he just had me just ministering, and then as I'm ministering to her, he was ministering to the both of us.
Got it.
So it's, for me, it may not necessarily be in this type of form, but but I'm out there. I'm called to be out there. I'm called to reach the masses, and it may not look like how I think it should look, but I'm all for it. I'm with it. I'm really enjoying this part of the journey.
Amen. Enjoy the journey. Before we get to your last question, Ms. Asha, you're the screenwriter, you're the writer doing for the school newspaper. What is God telling you need to do here in 2017 for your life? Don't be worried about. The biggest thing I can tell you right now, before you make that answer, because I understand people are watching across the globe. Understand this. Don't be afraid. Because my thing is that whatever God drops into your spirit, you put it out there yourself. So tell me what's up. Tell me what you're going to do. Because remember, the people are watching. You're not worried about what anyone else says. God is here, and he's speaking through you. So tell us, what did God say you need to do?
Okay. Well, as of screenwriting, I think what I need to do is make more like TV more relatable for people like me. 'Cause like when you're watching TV and you're watching a show and you see all the people in the show and you're kind of like, these people don't really look like me. It's not relatable for me. I would kind of like to make that like for the next generation. If I become a screenwriter, I'd like them to watch TV and see people look like them, and not for them to have to jump through hoops to just have to relate to a small thing.
Amen. Amen. And how old are you?
15.
15. Talking like that. She's ready. I mean, when you be finished becoming the screenwriter, right?
I'm sorry. I'm a mom. She truly is a phenomenal writer.
Got it.
She wrote a piece, and as I was reading it,
Mm-hmm.
I literally watched God speak through her pen
Mm-hmm.
and talk to her. And she's just writing, like, oh, Mom, look what I just wrote. And I'm like, no, baby, that was God.
Mm-hmm.
He told you what you're getting ready to do.
Got it.
So she's being very modest and maybe shy. But this young lady right here, I am amazed at what God is doing with this vessel.
Amen.
I'm amazed at it. And I'm honored to be her mother, and that God chose me to be her mother, because I didn't know what to expect. I knew He gave me greatness, but she is far exceeding that. And I'm not just saying it because I'm her mom. I would say that about anybody else's child. I'm right here. I'm sorry. Thank you. I would say that about anybody else's child, but this young lady right here and the group of people that she will be working with this summer, they are some phenomenal, gifted young ladies and men. Because even though they're teenagers, they are young ladies and men.
Okay.
So that's it. I'm proud of her. I'm very proud of her.
Amen. Well, we're proud of her also. We're going to talk some things off air we can't talk about here on live television. But tell people how can they get in contact with you.
You can reach me on my Diamond Girl Direct page on Facebook. Also, contact me via email, dbllc2016@gmail.com. Those are my main contact information. I will inbox you or email you back. I try to do it within 24 hours. I look forward to hearing from you. And I'm excited. I'm excited. Like I said, where God is going. I want to thank you for having us on the show. I'm waiting to come back. I can't wait to come back.
Well, we can't wait for her to come back also. We're going to talk some other things off air right now, but I'm excited. People understand this. A person that dreams, when God gives you a dream, He gives you a vision. It's something that's already embedded in you. It started from the day you first got born. It's not when you all of a sudden this the light bulb kicked in. So when she's talking about her daughter's been built for this. She's been built for this. So you got to understand, when God has called you something great, you're going to go through what's called a journey, a storm. It's going to travel around. It's always a 360 in your life. Never ever a situation to where it's always a 180. A 360 means the whole thing's going to turn around for you, because God never has it to where you're going to go back to where you used to came from and say, you know what, I know what God brought me from. He's going to take you to where you're going now. Y'all get it in a minute. So understand this. Never get caught up in where you start is where you finish. You're looking at two vessels that God's going to use here in the ministry throughout production, video, radio. Hey, I'm excited because we're about the same thing at the Logan Power Show. We talk about all kind of things. We talk about making movies. We talk about TV series. We talk about doing new broadcasts. So these are the right people I want to connect with. So I'm excited. So all the time I got me Miss Calvin Lowe, the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. Well, my family from Storm Talk Radio 365. We love y'all. We appreciate you. We'll see you on next week. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here at Impacting for Your Life World Ministry. Well, I got with me another storm that just hit the building. She's making some changes, got some company with me here at the Logan Power Show. I got Miss Jamise Wilson and her lovely daughter. How you doing, Miss Chanel? Good. Everybody good? All right. Fantastic. So we got the family in the building, the Wilson family in the building. So, Miss Jamise Wilson, tell us about yourself, who you are, and about yourself on Storm Talk Radio 365.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Jamise Wilson. I am her mother and also have 2 older sons. Right now, I am the Director of Operations on the Storm Talk 365 radio network. I also am starting a new radio station called Storm Radio 24/7. Most of the time, I'm just doing a lot of marketing. I help people promote themselves. I do a lot of graphic designs. Most of the flyers that you see from Storm Talk are made by me. And right now, I have 2 podcasts, Uncovered and Uncovered 2, which basically just started by Miss B. So it wasn't my intent to be on the radio, but it just happened that way.
Amen. Amen. And we got some company intelligence. The one and only, Miss Janelle Wilson. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. And what's your role on Storm Talk 365? What are you doing?
I have a podcast called Wonders of Childhood with Nellie.
Wonders of Childhood with Nellie. Okay, tell us about that podcast.
It's about questions I have and being an entrepreneur.
Wow, question about entrepreneur. Okay, so tell me some questions. What questions you got? What's a big question you always ask about an entrepreneur? Some things that's on your mind. Because like I said, how old are you now? 9 years old. So my daughter was the youngest, so you the second youngest that ever been on the Logan Power Show. The second. So I feel kind of privileged. Got your own podcast, doing better than most of the young people out here. So what's one of your questions you've ever asked people when it comes to entrepreneurs?
I don't really ask a lot of questions about entrepreneurs.
Okay. What questions you ask?
One question I've been asking a lot is, who are God's parents?
Who are God's parents? Great question to ask. Now, you know what? From my study of the Bible, that is something that has not been told. God did not tell you how he got started. He tell you how he started this world. You go into Genesis. But he never, ever talked about how he came about. That's one thing. So I tell you what, when your time comes, when you go into heaven, I want you to ask him that question. You know, how you got started. That's a great question to ask. It ain't going to hurt. What he can tell you. Yes or no, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's a good question to ask. And for those that are watching us right now, it's a good thing to ask those questions. Can't be reading no Bible. You need some answers, right? Okay, how this world came about. Okay, Genesis tell me some certain things about who I am as a person. She has her mom. So if her mom tells her, well, how was I born? Well, you were born on this date. I saw you. You was in my belly. You came out, and boom, you landed on the planet. I got a birth certificate. I got the fingerprints. I got all the pictures, all the hugs, and you grew. Got me? That's a great question to ask. So, Mr. Jamise Wilson, so you got these 2 podcasts. You are the marketing director of Storm Talk Radio 365, and now take some other big COO as well, operation officer. So tell us, how you able to do all these things and stay afloat?
Well, it's a challenge sometimes. Definitely have to keep a schedule. I've tried many variations of a schedule. I've done taking one subject and do it every day, breaking up in different hours. But I find that some of the projects I work on don't really fit into a category of an hour because they take longer. So I have to keep reconfiguring my time. So it's still a work in progress.
Got it. I got it. So when it comes to your podcast, tell us people about your podcast and what are they about?
Okay, well, Uncovered was basically a way to, I guess, collate most of my other podcasts that I've been guest on because I have done a few guest appearances on other podcasts. But once I got started and it started to be more about myself and my situation, it evolved from like the premise of being uncovered, like what can we uncover about each other? What can we uncover about politics, business, relationships? But I think this time I'm going to revamp it a little bit and mostly try to help most divorced people because I'm a divorced parent. And just, try to help them get themselves back together after such a tragic event. Sometimes it's a happy event for some, but, for others it could be tragic because they feel rejected and they don't know how to get themselves back together. They don't feel like they're wanted in society, or they have different struggles about self-esteem, respecting themselves, respecting others. So I'm going to try to revamp it this summer and try to focus on helping divorced women and men get themselves back together after an event.
Okay.
Uncovered 2 is, it started because I had a lot of response from Uncovered 1 of wanting to be on my show, so I added a second show on a Saturday. But I kind of revamped that one too. I used that one more as doing like pick a topic a week and say, okay, well, what's going on in current events this week? Let's talk about, being single. What are some struggles we face being single? We talked about the holidays. We talk about respecting each other. We talk about finances and relationships. Different topics we come up with. Like I had a question recently. What does keeping it real mean? So I talk about different things on Saturdays, which is usually a short one, about 15, 20 minutes or so, and I just give my opinion about those topics, and that's what Uncovered 2 was about.
Amen. Amen. So it's good to see that you're doing multiple things, been through some challenges, but you overcame them, and you're still going through. But hey, you're coming on top. So what is God telling you need to do here in 2017?
Like I said, I just as far as the podcast, just revamping it, mostly focus on helping more people. I think that's my passion, is just to help more people, and if I can find a way to do it, that's what I'm going to do. And just helping my daughter get herself going, and my son just recently graduated, so I got to be a support for him. That's a big change in my life as well, because I'm not going to be able to see him like I used to. So I guess he's just telling me I got to be strong for myself and others, and just be prepared for whatever's coming, because he really hasn't told me yet. Everything is new, so it's always, he's fast with it, so I just have to be ready.
Got it.
That's his thing, just be ready, Jamise. I'm like, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we congratulate her son. Her son graduated from high school and is off to college. We're excited for that. It's a good thing, making that transition. What he's talking about is that a lot of times with a parent who is so close to a child, it's kind of difficult when that child steps out and walk by faith, not by sight. And if you saw the picture of her on her Facebook page, her son is her rock, and he's a blessing to her. And it's good to know that sometimes it's hard when your rock is not there, because she leans on her son a lot more than he's supposed to. And a lot of us males, who I can testify, my mother leaned to me a lot in my teenage years. And so that's why my wife, I make sure that she leans on me. And I make sure my kids lean on me, because that's what God's designed me to be. He designed me to be a strong force, a foundation. That's the reason why Satan attacks the family. His whole objective is to break the divide of the family coming together, and the male is just as needy as the female. And it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to be a single parent and do it by themselves. Now, I can tell you right now, I couldn't do it by myself as a single parent. My wife does multiple roles. She handles so many things, and she's very flexible, just like me. But it's a two-way team. So for those parents out there who are single, my heart is for you. I can testify that I help a lot of different kids. I've helped single parents themselves. I know it's not easy, but best thing I can encourage you is that build that foundation now. You got to lean on God on the pillow. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. God got to be your main leaning down the pillow. There's times you got to be stronger than you ever been strong before. But before we get to your last question, so Ms. Jamise Wilson, tell people how can they get in contact with you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook. I'm under Jamise Wilson. You can also find me on any other social media platform under my name, Jamise Wilson, Snapchat, Pinterest, everything. Also, you can find us on our website, the StormTalk365radio.com. We also have a fan page, StormTalk365 Radio. You can find us on our new Facebook fan page as well, the Storm Radio 24/7.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, like I said, here at the Logan Power Show, all you see is the presence. The Lord is here. That's the reason why you see a lot of crying, because she's going to new levels. You watching this young girl right here, I guarantee it, the next time you see her 20 years from now, she be the one on top of her game, radio on top, telling people how good God has been. She'd be a blessing to her mother. She'd probably be testifying about her mama 20 years from now. Trust me, watch and believe. All right? And we excited for you. You hear me? It's not easy to be here on television. You got it? But you're doing a great job. And people who are watching you across the globe can say, man, she's done a podcast. She's only 9 years old. And thing about it is for you to ask the hard questions. I know you asked the hard. Now, we're going to talk about this out the air, okay? Okay? Is that good for you? Because like I said, I know what you're going through, all right? But I got you, all right? Also, time I got my Miss Calvin, the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. My Storm Talk 365 family, we love y'all. We'll see you on next week.
Hi, this is Karen Jane Casey, author, domestic violence advocate, and podcaster. I invite you to go to my website, KarenJaneCasey.com, and AbundantLivingWKaren.usana.com. There you'll learn about my business, books, and podcasts, such as My Dear Rosa Jean, Turn to God, and Abundant Living. That's KarenJaneCasey.com. Thank you.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Miss Myra, inviting you to visit with us on the porch of the I Am Special Movement, a community neighborhood collaboration organization where we spread messenger wisdom to uplift all. Meet us each Sunday on the porch, 6 p.m. Eastern, for the To Uplift All podcast on Storm Talk 365 Radio Network, and 7 p.m. Eastern for our live interactive I Am Special To Uplift All teleconference where porch talk is going on. Bye, y'all.
We are here to make an impact in the community. Our job is to be the voice. Be that voice for those that feel lost, hopeless. They need that hope, that joy to uplift themselves, the love that they're looking for. We're here to basically make people become more aware of what's going on in the community. We're here to make a difference. I'm telling you right now, come on to the show today. Access us at www.theloganpowershow.us. Call stay at 843-697-5545 or email us at theloganpowershow@gmail.com. This is the actual network. This is the actual show that's going to change your lives. I promise you. You sow into this show, the Bible promise turn on your giving. If you come on this show, your life is going to change. We're here, family, just for you. We will be your voice. You will get the victory, and to God be the glory. Hey, this is me, your host, Calvin Logan, the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. I appreciate you. Love you, family.